correctly. That's his problem, man.
It's placeholder hair. This should do fine for this outfit. Let's
Next
just
time he's getting used, bro. Tell him, Wayne, bro. Next time, tell. He's not even here. Fucking hell. I'm gonna tell him myself.
idiot.
Okay.
First off, I would like to thank everybody for showing up for today's mayhem. It was unusual. It um it was a bit different than what we have envisioned, but it wasn't that bad. Hopefully next week will be a lot better. I'm going to address every technical difficulty, every question, and also every problem that we have been facing for the past couple of weeks. Hopefully we'll have a good conversation for like next 30 minutes, 40 minutes or so. First off, I would like to announce, like you may have noticed by now, there's Royal Rumble material here. I would like to announce that Royal Rumble 2026 in January is coming to Cardiff, Wales. It's going to be at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff, Wales, and hopefully 70,000 or more people will pack the stadium to indeed witness the best experience that Hybrid can put out next year. So this is the first announcement. Royal Rumble 2026 officially in Cardiff, Wales. Also the new arena that we're going to be using, the Commonwealth Bank Arena in Cardiff, Wales, the newest arena that has been built. We will use it for the next 3 months until June, and in June we'll switch places again, just like there's the tradition now that we change places once upon a time. Second part of the conference will be based on today's show. We have witnessed some technical difficulties take place. We've had some problems regarding spawn, and we also have problems regarding cleans. Cleans which has been changed recently. The cleans have been changed from messy ones that we have used for the past multiple months. And so we have decided to change to new cleans. However, those cleans aren't perfect, so we're going to be experimenting with the multiple different cleans over the next like 2 shows to see which ones are the best to use. Um, like I've said, that today's show was a test show for the new arena. We have fixed some things about it, but it's gonna be fixed. No worries about it. So that's the second thing. Third thing, regarding Liv Rife, the RWA Women's Champion, which has been signed by Mayhem. She will be debuting next week, as far as I know. From her next week, Mayhem, she will make her official debut on Mayhem. And as far as I know, she will appear with the RWA Championship belt that she currently holds. I would like to wish her good luck in her match at Spring Stampede that's taking place right now. Hopefully, she'll retain the championship so she can keep on going here with the belt because she is a great addition to our roster, the great addition to the women's roster that needs rebuilding. Hopefully, she will be one of the stars of the division, but we're gonna see how that will go. I wish her good luck. And another thing is, I have been informed by my assistant general manager that he wants to make an announcement right now, so I would like to bring him up here and let him announce his thing. Come here. There you go, you can sit down. And I heard that you need an announcement, so The floor is yours. So like you've just heard, Mentality has just announced his retirement from Pro Wrestling. Therefore, the assistant general manager position of Mayhem is now open once again. For the general manager position for Mayhem is now officially open. So I will be taking applications soon. So hopefully everyone will be able to check in and maybe help me out and help Bubba out since and the stuff. Hopefully someone will take his position. But that's another thing. Next thing that I want to talk about. Uh oh. I see that we're gonna have some questions, I think, or some opinions. So let's go in the order of raising,
All
your
right,
hands up.
thank you for inviting me. I got a question. So, you see, I'm not saying this out of any disrespect or anything, but you know, I've been enjoying Dynasty's product right now. They've been racking up more viewers. What can you do to compete with those, attendance since they're averaging about 20 per show and you're averaging about 15? What can you do?
Uh, that statement, first of all, is incorrect. Last show that we have drew like 28 people. That's one thing. 30 people, it was before Final Battle, so that's one thing. We averaged like 20, 25 people per show. Today's show was different because it was not very advertised. It was an open book show as well, so all the sort of rules got out the window. And hopefully next week and weeks beyond will be a lot better. And I realized that it could be my mistake of not treating this brand as serious as I maybe should. I'm gonna get it out in the open.
Right, man. Thank you for allowing me to ask my question. So I'll go back down. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Does anybody else have a question for me? I see a question from the chat, so I'm gonna respond to it. If you can, Marvo. Oh, okay, you changed accounts. Okay, go ahead.
Yo, yo, yo. All right. My question is, will you be laying an eye on the RWA chamber match for Unstable Chryso? Because, he's your main champion and he's gonna fight MJF. Uh, you're gonna have an eye on that? You're gonna track the progress of that kid?
Well, the unfortunate part is that I've just um I've just checked the results And unfortunately, as far as I can see, Faith Collins has just retained his championship.
Yeah, but I think he was in a chamber for no one contendership, not the title.
Oh, okay, I see. I mean, maybe because the match card for the whole RWA pay-per-view is just it's just really fucking confusing to say the least.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's confusing as hell.
I have another quick one. Will this Mike Peterson
Mhm.
guy be signed to Mayhem?
Could you repeat that, please?
Will this Mike Peterson guy be now signed to Mayhem? It seemed pretty shocking that this guy just jumped on commentary.
Um, as far as I can, as far as you saw, his performance was pretty decent. So yeah, hopefully he will stick with Mayhem for longer.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody have questions or anything else for now before we continue? Because the next part of conference is actually related to Roblox Video Sport. Go ahead. It's not only a problem for the our federation, it's a problem for federations, pretty much every federation in its community. If you don't have only major stars, and if you don't have like every, let's say, biggest person in the community, the people might be a bit chilled out. But we're bringing in the best people we can get, and we're trying to also build the stores that we have here. It's pretty hard to balance, I can't even lie, but we are, we are focused on expanding as well. So yeah, maybe this is a conflict of interest. It could be possibly. But if it is, then hybrid is will just change strategies. We're not gonna lose anything on that. I mean, we have good stars here. We have MJF, we have Unstable Chryso, we have Jaden Cole. We also have homegrown stars like Unforgiven Dory, Anthony Barrett, and people like that. Lamus, people that really bust their asses and are somebody. So yeah, if we're gonna need to change strategies, and instead of expanding, we're gonna focus on getting the people that we have currently in the federation, in the community, and the server to actually show up. It's not gonna be hard to do. We'll just do it like on a day's notice.
All right, I was wondering because like it can't just be like the big league superstars. It could be also the independent like indie circuit stars that needs to get more shine.
Which is why we're trying to balance our roster as much as we can. I mean, we have we have big stars like Jaden Cole and, for example, also Chris Even, but we also have people like Charlie Guevara and Unforgiven Dory, the people who are homegrown here. We're trying to balance them out. It's hard, believe me, but it is possible, and we're trying to do it as best as we can.
What can you say, man? The more consistency, the more persistency.
Yeah, exactly. Does anybody else have a question regarding hybrid for now, before we move on to the BD Sport part?
Yeah, about that. I was gonna say.
Mhm.
So you see how last pay-per-view final battle was merged with Mayhem.
Yep.
It kind of does make the shows longer. In like though it was I'm not saying it wasn't successful. It was a successful thing, but some people had to waste a lot of hours just staying there from about early on to late. So we were there from about how long? Started at 6, 7. I went there until like 11. So yeah.
Regarding the thing, we did it for the first time ever. We didn't do anything like that before. The original plan was to cancel Mayhem and just have final battle, but we have decided that it will be a good idea to try it out. And if it's gonna be successful, then we could do it in the future more oftenly. It was successful. We had 30 average, and the final battle almost hit 40.
Is my mic bugging or?
So it was successful. It could have been a bit too long because in total it was like almost 5 hours long. But it was 2 shows and everybody was getting booked constantly. So it wasn't like we were doing like only pre-books. We also had open booked parts of the show and also replacements part of the show. So everyone was, sort of involved in one way or the other. It is hard to do on main shows. Dulek, the general manager of Abyss, has said it the best. Pre-booking, well, his philosophy of open booking, it's not perfect, but in this instance, it could be a solution because we have the pacing problem still. It's not been fixed, and I am very, very disappointed due to the fact that I did not fix my pacing problem. But yeah, I mean, it's also a fact that I'm used to hosting in a style like this for years. So, and it wasn't a problem. Now it became a problem. So, yeah, I'm gonna have hard time to actually adapt, but I'm sure I'm gonna do it. The pacing always is a problem, not only in our federation but in others as well. And if you think about it, pretty much no federation, maybe despite one of those biggest like OPRW and OWA, things like that, EWA, and they even experience pacing problems. So it's not like it's easy to master. It's very, very hard to master. And also, when Roblox is constantly blocking audio, which is getting bypassed, and then somebody reports it on purpose, and then removes the entire fucking catalog, well, it's difficult to not have problems like this. It is what it is, yeah.
Uh,
I have another question.
Go ahead.
Um, your new superstar Mayhem MJF seems to be a little bit controversial. He has assaulted your world champion twice now, and now is alleging him of going to some weird parties. Will there be action taken against him, or how are you guys gonna handle that situation with it?
Well, the thing that he has said, it was personal. That's for sure. It was personal, and I'm sure when Kwaiso sees it because he has just had a match, or he will have a match, there might be some backstage heat, but obviously it's still the wrestling business. Um, this rivalry, it is personal from the very start, and he could have gone through some barriers, but I don't believe he should be punished for one simple reason. It's because I'm gonna be real honest. He's drawing me money. He's drawing me money. If he wouldn't draw me money, I would have punished him. But since he's drawing me money with his conduct, well, fuck it. I'm gonna allow it. We're TV16 anyway.
I
It's
see that.
allowed.
Well,
So yeah.
is there gonna be any security measures gonna be taken for the next shows? Like,
Uh, I'm gonna try and hire some extra security for next week because I'm sure when Crystal finds out, well, someone's gonna be in trouble. So
kind of
yeah,
makes
I'm
sense.
gonna
Yeah,
try my best to get as much security as I can. I mean, I'm gonna empty my budget, so to speak, to make it possible. So like security just guards them off from each other.
sounds great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just have hello, yeah, I just have one question. It's a bit random and it's more something for the future, but as you know, Baba Hakeem was almost abruptly inducted to the Hall of Fame. How will there be
Yeah.
like an actual like induction like on stage like WrestleMania, how they have the Hall of Fame
On Starcade,
classes?
yes, Starcade
All right.
will feature this. Starcade will feature this. Starcade will have a special
Okay.
section on the
by the
show
way,
for the legends, and also there will be 3 more inductions
Ah,
coming in next week. So yeah,
okay,
Alex,
we're gonna see who else is gonna be inducted.
Alex.
okay.
By the way, quick question. You see, there already was like one induction, and it's been confirmed, by the way, right? Zig being inducted, you know.
Yep.
So that's one of them.
Yeah.
So is
Was
there
getting
like,
inducted because of his contributions to the Federation.
yeah,
Ooh, to add on to that, what I said before, are they only people who are have retired already, or are they people who have just earned it and they're still in the, or some of them still in the company?
Both.
Okay,
Both.
okay, all
If
right.
if you even are a member of the roster and you have contributed a lot to the Federation, you're gonna get inducted. That's what it is.
I see. Like that Anthony Barrett guy could definitely be involved in that this year, considering
Well,
where his
who
career
knows?
is near the
Who
end.
knows?
Yeah.
also I want to add on to the point I was talking about earlier. You see, you know, the mayhem being at the pay-per-view, right?
Yep.
Well, I don't think it should happen at Starcade, since Starcade, you know, it's the biggest pay-per-view of the year, like
Well,
equivalent to WrestleMania. So
and it's on Starcade. It's not gonna happen because it's gonna be a long pay-per-view. It's gonna be a 3, maybe 4 hour long pay-per-view. So that won't make
so
sense.
so what happened?
Mayhem's gonna be canceled for that week,
Okay.
or it could be moved to Sunday. We're gonna see what the roster decides.
Because sometimes, you know, some federations don't usually happen on Sunday, but there's also, you know, like maybe 2 to 3 large federations happening on the same day. So I think this time slot works best, because I don't think there's another federation as big going on right now. Like maybe a OPRW.
Yeah, but the when it comes to Starcade, it's gonna be canceled, or it's gonna be Mayhem. It's gonna be canceled, or it's gonna be moved to Sunday. I'm gonna make a poll within the roster, and we're gonna see what the roster decides.
Well, if there are no questions from the chat, I would love to ask one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, you guys have signed people like Unstable Chryso, Jaden Cole,
Yeah.
MJF. Is there anything else on the current agenda? Anyone who is in negotiations with Hybrid or Mayhem in general?
At the moment, we don't have any other signatures in mind. We don't have any signings in mind for now. We're gonna see how that will go, but at this point, I don't see signing anyone big from the community for now, simply because lots of them are just crybabies. That's what it is. And I don't want crybabies in my federation. I want people who I can actually work with.
Sounds
So
good.
yeah, I mean, one person that is blacklisted from signing from to here to the hybrid is Fate Collins, and I've said it for like multiple weeks now that I'm not gonna reach out to him. I'm not gonna sign him, and he's blacklisted from appearing for the Federation for known reasons. So yeah, that's the only person that's off the radar permanently.
That sounds like great news because he
Others are open.
seems like he's found himself in another controversy.
Well,
So,
I mean, I stopped following that idiot.
well, there's word on Twitter that he had an ego outbreak on the pay-per-view that is going on right now. Um, so back to the topic. You're pretty happy then with your final roster right now?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the roster. I think if it would be a bit more active, then we would have had like 40 per show for now. But those people have been lost in the shuffle, and it's a problem. And it's not only a problem on Mayhem, it's a problem all rosters for now. So yeah, we have to sit down and figure out what we do next.
Sounds great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now that there are no questions about hybrid, I'm gonna move on to BD Sport. Um, I'm gonna make it fast, so don't worry. Um, First off, Roblox BD Sport, as you may know, has returned, and I'm gonna be running it on the side uh, of hybrid, and the Starcade will probably be streamed on BD Sport. We're gonna see how that goes. Still trying to find a streamer for the media. So yeah, the commentators won't be a problem. The problem is in the streamers. So yeah, I'm gonna be updating people on that. That's the first thing. Second thing, we have already went to talks with multiple federations to have coverage of them. So yeah, I think BD Sport is gonna be back in a big way soon. So that concludes the BD Sport part, and so if there are any other additional questions to me, we have 10 more minutes, we can talk it over. We have 10 more minutes, we can talk for a little bit. If you have additional questions.
Well, what pay-per-views are in line after Starcade this month or
I don't
next
think
month?
we
My
I
bad.
don't think we've announced it yet. I mean, hold up, did we announce it yet? I think we did not announce it yet. Um, well, as for now, because obviously there might be some change. Um, we have multiple pay-per-views scheduled for this year, including two other Final Battle shows, SummerSlam, obviously Starcade, and Big Bang. And there's still multiple months left on the schedule, and it's going to be announced in a couple of weeks' time.
So there are gonna be events planned in between the final battles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's been like a couple plenty of federations where
Yeah.
they lack of cinematic cinema, like, you know, cutscenes, and you know,
Yeah, I
when
know.
they have they don't have camera mode on. So my thing is there a possibility that you guys can like add camera mode on so that whenever someone is streaming their show, they won't have to deal with them being invisible characters?
It is entirely possible. It is pretty hard to make, but it is possible and we have that technology. But it takes time. It takes lots of time and effort as well. So yeah, hopefully we're gonna see how that goes. I think it's possible to add and we can do it, but yeah, it's not gonna be in like 1 week time. It's gonna be like maybe 2, 3 weeks before we have that. Okay, so are there any additional questions for me?
I got a final one. So,
Okay.
this is not wrestling related. You were previously known as a owner of a boxing company. Um, well, talking about boxing, do you ever plan on coming
Yeah.
back into that ring? Since you had unfinished business, which was not being able to be finished before, is that still a thing?
We're gonna see how that goes. Unfortunately, the RPC is dead. Let's be real. RPC is at the moment dead. So yeah, if that's gonna come back, being alive, then possibly we can do it.
Well, that sounds great.
That's a possibility.
Well, there's also the talks about that they're gonna release a new system, with no release date yet. Would that interest you, perhaps, or are you gonna stick to,
Yeah,
with the focus on hybrid?
yeah, I think that it could be interesting, and I think that it could be another pretty good adventure of my career. I'm a year-long veteran now, since December 2023 in RBC, and hopefully that can continue. But at the moment, RBC is dead, so there's no way to continue it. Even if I want to, I tried to make my federation, but it died out because people did not care,
That
and
makes
also
sense.
because I didn't have much time as well.
Uh, Also, are you guys planning on making the arena more secure towards this watchtower guy?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, today's show was very, very unusual. It didn't happen before. We didn't really get exploited that much. We have been exploited today, but hopefully it's gonna be a lot better going forward. I'm gonna try and contact some devs that I do know, and hopefully we're gonna have a new exploit system made within the next 2 weeks, so that things could be, eliminated.
Sounds really good.
Okay, so um since there are no further questions, neither from the chat nor from the VC, I would like to thank everybody for appearing on this press conference. We're going to be doing this, well, once a week, I think. So, yeah, hopefully you're going to enjoy these conferences, and I'm going to see you around and see you next week on Mayhem. And also, one more thing, there will be updates regarding Abyss now that Dulek has retired, the general manager, the commissioner, I would say, of Abyss. So we're gonna have to make a decision also as staff, and then I'm gonna let you know. My throat is pretty much gone. My voice is gone. So thank